Okay, so here are some questions. Okay, the first one. What's a meal that you will never forget from the Leela? Okay, so let's make this two meals. One was at the Leela in Mumbai. I remember I checked into the hotel pretty late and I was feeling really hungry and I wanted some comfort food. So I asked for some khichdi and some bhindi along with it, and it was absolutely amazing, and I had a great night's sleep after that. And then the second one would be in the Leela Palace, Bangalore. So when I was, I think I'd come here for a brunch, and the chef remembered that I like a vegetable au gratin, and that's my favorite dish. And it was not on the menu, but he just made one for me, and it was absolutely stunning. So I guess these two meals were my favorites. Let's go to the next one. What's the most stunning view that you've seen while traveling? Okay, at the expense of sounding redundant, that also is at a Leela Palace Hotel in Chennai. Again, I remember my first visit to the Chennai hotel was, I think, about 5 or 6 years ago, and I was in this beautiful suite, and it was overlooking the bay, and there was this beautiful broken bridge over there, and and early in the morning, fishermen were out, casting their nets and getting their daily catch. I thought it was an absolutely stunning view. And what experience can one expect to witness at the Leela Rhythm of the Earth concert this year? Of course, you're going to experience me over there. So it's going to be great music, a spectacular audiovisual experience, and of course, some amazing food and great conversation. What's this one? What are you most excited about when you think about the Leela Rhythm of the Earth? What am I most excited about? I guess I get to stay at the Leela Palace hotels during this entire tour, so I think I'm pretty excited about that. 3 simple habits one can adapt to in their daily lives to be more conscious towards nature. Okay, here I'm going to get a little preachy. So the things that I do within my own life is that I do not subscribe to fast fashion. I've got very few sets of clothes, usually just about 11. And this suit that you see me wearing, you'll see it in a lot of Instagram pictures of mine at various events, because I try to rewear the clothes that I wear as much as possible, because the earth does not remember what you've worn, but the earth definitely remembers how you treat it. The second thing would be that we have to try to reduce our dependence on fossil fuels. I try to use public transportation as much as possible. In fact, I don't even own a car. And the third thing would be to try to reduce our dependence on single-use plastics. I think that is really important, and an easy way to go about that is to try and reduce the amount of garbage that you put out every single day. So I tried doing that. I used to put out about 2 buckets of garbage every single day. And when I got conscious of that, now I've reduced it to about half a bucket. And because of this, I make all of these decisions to buy products which use less packaging, to try to reuse everything that I purchase, and try to reduce my dependence on single-use plastics. So I guess these are the 3 things that we could do quite easily within our own lives. Okay, here's the next one. Okay. What's your favorite destination in India to travel to? With the amount of traveling that I do and the amount of airports that I go to, I'm at an airport pretty much every single day, checking into a hotel every single day or every 2 days. So I guess my favorite destination is my home. I love going back home and sleeping in my own bed and spending time with my dogs. So I'm always looking forward to that. So I guess my favorite destination is actually my own home. Okay, what's the next one? Feel like I'm in a rapid fire round. Which natural setting sparks your creativity the most? I guess the forest. Because the beauty of a forest is that, especially the Indian forest, the Indian rainforest, like at the Western Ghats, it's obviously stunning, and of course there are trees all around you, there's vegetation all around you. So you usually don't see the animals, you usually hear them first. And for me, my hearing has always been more important than my sight. Being a musician, I've always felt that way. So for me, the sounds of the animals, the sounds of the birds, the sounds of the so-called creepy crawly animals, this is what inspires me to make music, because I try to interpret these sounds through musical instruments like the sitar, the flute, the guitar, orchestras. And I think that's a very inspiring setting. In fact, Beethoven, the great German composer, it's been very well documented that he was very inspired by nature. His symphony, the Pastoral Symphony, was a tribute to nature, and It was just him listening to the sounds of nature and interpreting that through notes and scales and through the beautiful language of music. Okay. Ever tried a local dish that completely took you by surprise? Okay, so at the expense of sounding boring, I'm not the kind of person who goes to a new place and tries out the local cuisine. I've got just about 5 or 6 things that I absolutely love, and I try that out in different places. So, for example, I love fried rice. That's something that is my comfort food. So when I go to different destinations, I try out their versions of fried rice. It's the same thing with other dishes, like a pizza, for example. I love trying out pizzas in different places, and in fact, I'm going to sound absolutely blasphemous, but for me, my least favorite pizza is in Italy because I like the variations of pizzas that you get all over the world. So I do not try out local cuisine. I try out the cuisine that I like in different variations in different places locally. Okay, the last one. Is there a place you always return to with a lot of excitement? I said earlier that I love returning back home, but at the same time, one place that I love performing at is Leh Ladakh, that is in India. It's obviously it's a land of supernatural beauty. The first time I performed over there was in 2019 to celebrate 20 years of Kargil Divas. It was easily the most spectacular concert I've ever done. My backdrop was a Shanti Stupa. There were mountains all around me, and 12,000 army soldiers wearing uniform were my audience. So I don't think I can ever top that experience for myself, rather. And since then I performed in Ladakh a few times, and I love returning back to that place, even though I always have to go there a few days in advance to acclimatize. But it's always a great experience going there. So that's it for the questions. I hope I answered whatever you wanted me to answer.